Hey, what's up? It's Brian Scalabrine, the White Mamba, also 2008 World Champion Boston Celtics. Now, you're listening to the Boston Big Three podcast presented by Ride the Wave Media.
All right, Boston's Big Three, episode 82, presented by Ride the Wave Media, sponsored by bostonsbig3.com. The website is active. We have some merch up there. I know Joe just dropped his player merch line. Babs is doing his Bud Latte stuff, his Cam Newton, all that stuff. Brandon dropped that Cam Newton poster.
Hope is back. The hope is back. It was gone for a while. It's back.
I was about to say that. The hope is back. Go get it. All I'm saying is the Pats were winning week 1 and 2 when we dropped this. We started losing. Maybe I don't know how the sales been doing, Brandon, but like if people buy the poster, it results in a Patriots win is all I'm hearing. But anyways, go check it out, bostonsbig3.com. Let's talk a little football. Let's talk a little NBA draft, a little NBA off-season drama series going on. Happens every single off-season. I'm actually hyped about it because there's nothing on TV nowadays. All right, football real quick. Patriots, they just won this weekend against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I think Brandon and Babs, you guys already kind of talked about this early in the week, but we haven't talked about it. Us three. This is my first episode in probably 3 episodes.
It was an upset.
No, you guys be proud of me for this one. You'll be really proud of me for this one. I made my first official sports bet on this game.
Let's go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, first one ever.
What'd you take?
I hammered the Patriots after the Ravens scored that first touchdown. I live bet it.
You love to see it.
Love to see it. I went to the bar last night. I went for free because I made all that money. So
everyone
really
drinks on me.
Literally.
Cam got the win. Cam's back. Pats are back. Drinks on me tonight.
Whoa. Let's pump the brakes here. I made some money. I was happy about that.
Okay.
Is Cam back though? Is Cam back though? I want to look at these stats right now. All right, yeah. Baltimore 13-17, 118 yards, a touchdown. Rushing yet, I think what? Like 20 yards.
I don't think he's thrown a touchdown in a calendar year.
That's what I'm saying. So if you look at so he's 4-4 in the year. Right? You come into better expectations, right? 1,500 yards passing. That's bottom 5 in the league. That's embarrassing. 3 to 7 touchdown interception ratio, and that's the big thing that sticks out to me. And I've been preaching about guys like Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and stuff like that. If you cannot effectively pass from the pocket, you will not be an effective NFL quarterback. That's bar none. That's just how it works for me. That's the bottom line for me. If you cannot effectively pass in the pocket, people will not be afraid of you because they'll just stack the box that they do every single time. It's Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson. And then you'll have games where Lamar Jackson loses to the Patriots team, which he has no business losing to. That's how it happens. That's how it works.
All right, so the Patriots are what?
4 and 5.
4 and 5?
4 and 5.
4 and 5. Realistic expectations / goal. What's our final record?
Okay, so here's the interesting thing. At the beginning of the year, I said with Jarrett Stidham or Cam Newton, we would go 10-6, 9-7. That's a distinct possibility still. We have a tough schedule coming up, but it's a distinct possibility.
I think the schedule gets easier coming up. The second half is, I think it's dramatically easier than the first half. You're not playing teams like Seahawks and the Chiefs.
Well, the 2 big games that stick out to me are Arizona in Foxborough, and we have to go to LA to play the Rams in December.
We play both those LA teams. I'm feeling overwhelmingly confident for both of those games.
So the Rams gonna give me some trouble here because they're just gonna put Jalen Ramsey and Jacoby Myers, and it's gonna be a nightmare. It really is gonna be a nightmare. We'll be able to contain Aaron Donald because our offensive line is playing unbelievable right now. With Thuney, Shaq Mason, David Andrews, and Michael Onwenu, the rookie, is balling out. That dude's a monster. He's a horse.
We talked about this the other day about what the offensive line this year has done for the Patriots. They look very good this year. I think because it was on the Sunday Night Football, they had all the pro football focus statistics about all the offensive linemen. And I think each guy on the Patriots was ranked at least top 5, top 6 in their respective positions based on every other guy at their position in the league, which is very surprising.
Yeah, and not to mention on when he was playing out of position. He's a guard. He's not a tackle. So now he's playing tackle. You have you're going to have Thuney probably leave in the offseason. I really don't see him being on this team over the next couple of years here because he's going to be paying a lot of money. So you're going to have, and when we slide into Thuney's spot, you're going to draft the tackle next year. Your offensive line's going to be set up for the next 5-6 years, which is perfect. You don't have to worry about that. But then you start worrying about quarterback. What's the plan after Cam Newton? Is Cam Newton the plan after this year? We still don't know that. It could be. I guess realistically it could be. But I would really hate to see that reality play out for the Patriots. If you have a guy 3 to 7 touchdown and interception ratio, that's not going to win you football games. You're 4 and 5 right now. You have a favorable schedule coming up. You play Houston. You play The Chargers, who rookie quarterbacks suck against the Patriots. They suck against Bill Belichick. That's been historically proven true. But the one thing that covers me about the playoffs coming up is we have significant tiebreakers as of right now with some important teams. The Raiders, we have the win over them. That's huge. If the Raiders drop 2 games, we're in the playoffs. That's massive. Right. Assuming we don't drop any games, which is obviously a big ask. We have the tiebreaker over the Miami Dolphins currently. We still have to play them again within the next couple of weeks here, but we still have the tiebreaker as of right now.
So week 15 matchup,
I believe, as well. You beat the Jets already. That's not really going to matter anyway. We play them again week 17. It's another win you can put in the column right there.
Well, that's the thing. If you look down the schedule, there's a lot of wins remaining. The Patriots can and should be back at 500 next week versus the Texans, and from there, it's not really uphill. Like you're looking up at some teams like Arizona, like you said, and the Rams maybe, but even the Chargers. But those games, they are very winnable for the Pats.
I would say so as well. I mean, let's go down the line here, right? So you have Houston next week at 1:00. That's a win, I think, in my opinion.
I don't think anyone's picking against the Pats that game.
Yeah, you are in Houston, but I really don't think that we dropped that game. Next week at Arizona, going to be a tough game. It's probably a loss, but we've seen crazy.
You never know.
Cardinals
you see what happened with Lamar. They even the inclement weather helped, but Lamar was contained. Yeah, and that's exactly the game plan they need to use against Kyler. Granted, I don't think they'll use the same game plan because that seems to not be the Patriots method, the Patriot way, but I think they can find a way to slow Kyler down or just hold him to an average game. If Kyler just has an average game, the Patriots will be in contention to win that game.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. And then we have this is the tough stretch that I'm worried about here. 3 straight games away at pretty good football teams. The Chargers at 425, the first of 3 here. I think we win that game. Rookie quarterback, like I said already. I don't really worried about that game. Then we're at the Rams at 8:20 the following Sunday night. That scares me. That scares the shit out of me. I hate that game.
I'm not worried about that one simply because the Super Bowl rematch aura that will surround it. And I just don't think Sean McVay, even though that team has so much more talent than the Patriots currently have, I still think there's that shock and awe factor.
And then you finish the last 3 games out with the AFC East, the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets respectively all in a row here. Miami's gonna be a tough game, but I think you can win that as well. Buffalo, we were right there at the end of the game. Cam Newton fumbled the game away. Newton did. We were this close. We were that close to
being a game over
exactly.
500.
Then the Jets, I think, is an automatic B. So keep faith, Patriots fans. Is not out of it yet. I expect us to be in the wild card spot at some point. Keep the hope.
Keep the hope. And
the
hope is there. We're saying it. It was there. It dwindled. Not going to say it completely disappeared because there's just that aura that surrounds the Patriots. Like they're always going to be in it. If you count them out, that's when they're most likely to get in it.
Fair enough. And I'm with you 100% there. So guys, keep your heads up. It's not over yet. But just ride the wave, baby. Ride the wave.
Ride the wave. Tyler?
All right. Am I fixed?
Kind of. Maybe.
This laptop stinks. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, just if you guys didn't know, you gotta buy Tyler Miller Designs just to get this guy a new computer. Literally, just for that straight purpose. We need a new computer for Tyler Miller, so don't get worried about this shit.
This thing is tough. NBA draft is tonight. However, the NBA offseason drama has started already. James Harden being the key free agent, quote unquote. He's not a free agent, but I feel as if every offseason there's free agents with the trading thing.
He's still got 2 years left on his deal.
Yeah. This is the biggest name in the market right now. Looking to go to the Nets, looking to go to the Sixers. There's rumors last night for the Celtics, but then I don't think he's coming to the Celtics. So I don't even
shut that down immediately.
I'd actually be furious if we got
That's what I'm saying. If you told a Celtics fan, hey, we traded a single first round pick for James Harden. Why? We don't need him. We don't need him.
Yeah. Anyways, I think he's
going
to Brooklyn. I see he's going
I say no to James Harden. You can trade anything you want. You can trade a second round pick. You could trade Carson Edwards. I'm not taking James Harden.
Why?
Because he doesn't fit on that team. He is a single ball handler. The way the ball spreads out in Boston right now is what the Celtics need.
Okay. My contention with James Harden
hating on him.
is he's a loser.
Hated on openly.
Yep. Well, the thing is for me, he's a career loser. That's like what he specializes in. He's a great scorer, one of the best scorers of all time. I feel comfortable saying that. 35 points a game last year. And he's a wizard getting fouled. He's a wizard with a step back. You've all seen his tape before. The double step back, as some people call it and everything. But I agree with you. I don't think he fits on the team here. I think he takes away from Jason Tatum. I don't think it flows well with the offense.
That's what if you were to add a guy that averages 35 a game and put him in Boston and he was still to average that, you're taking away from the 20 a game that Kemba, Jalen, Jason are averaging every single night of that season. And they could drop down to like 12, 15 points a game as starters if James Harden is coming in and taking that
And
lead
also,
role.
I want to make one point about not the Celtics. I don't think Harden fits with the Nets either. I don't see
He
that
doesn't
happening.
fit anywhere.
He doesn't fit anywhere because if you look at the team, right, on paper, super team. On paper,
Right.
KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. That's unbelievable, right? Crazy. But then you start getting into logistics. Who the hell's handling the ball? Who's off ball? Who's getting KD's targets? What the hell's going to happen? Are you going to split? No, you're not going to split. Kyrie Irving will be just like a ghost in that offense if that happens because Harden will just take over, dribble the ball out for 20 seconds on the shot clock, either pass it to KD or shoot a step back.
Do you think Kyrie's ego could even handle being the number 3 guy on that team?
Well, for that instance specifically, I do hope Harden goes to Brooklyn to see Kyrie Irving
to see what Kyrie would melt down.
Just to see Kyrie Irving blow the team up. I would love to see that.
Right.
That would be hilarious.
It's either
I would
he'd
love
do that,
to.
I feel, or he'd be like way happier that he's the number 3rd option and all the blame's gonna go to KD or
and
Harden
just disappears.
Kyrie.
Right.
So it's like
it's something like that. It just doesn't work.
But he's bipolar though. The whole reason he wanted to get out of Cleveland is like, I want my own team. I want my own team. And then now you're comfortable being the 3rd option on a super team. It's like, what the hell do you want, dude?
But he is the coach. He is the coach of that team, apparently.
Apparently, dude. But like, he's not a leader. He's not a number 1. What is he? What is he? He's a locker room cancer. We know that.
Right.
But besides that, what the hell is he? We don't know.
Good for a web gem every now and then. Put a guy on
an incredible
his ankles.
player. I mean,
Unreal ball
hot take.
handler,
I think
but
it
like,
works very well if you have Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie on the team. Yeah, we can do all the who's going to touch.
You think it's championship or bust?
Yeah, easy. I mean, obviously, if you sign all these players, they're going to have no room. I think like they're literally going to have to trade almost everybody except maybe 2 people minus the KD, Kyrie, just to pay the cap, and then you just have to like find randoms on the side of the street to play. I don't think it'll be a terrible problem. I think he's gonna end up there though.
You do think it's gonna happen?
Be crazy.
Do you think it happens? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think
you do.
Whether
I don't think it does.
I think the next team he plays for is the Brooklyn Nets. Whether it's gonna be in the offseason or they're gonna keep him on the Rockets in the beginning of the season, like I think he's going right.
I think when's the season start? December 22nd.
Yeah.
I am saying that James Harden, the next game he plays will be for the Houston Rockets. I just think he doesn't have any leverage at this point. If you say you want to go to a team, you lose your leverage for going to that team because you have to get a certain amount. The team that's trading you has to get a certain amount in return, and you can't just demand something like that.
When you're a superstar in the NBA, you can.
Yeah,
yes,
Anthony Davis did
the Nets just don't have enough. Like that's a lot. That's an MVP not even candidate. MVP winner.
Well, you can trade Karis LeVert. You can trade.
There would have to be a third
Jared
team.
Allen. You can trade a bunch of picks like they did with the
it would have to be LeVert, Allen, Dinwiddie.
Well, you'd have to get a third guy somewhere.
If you were the Nets, you'd want to keep Joe Harris to have another shooter on the outside, but you're probably going to put him in there. You keep DeAndre Jordan, I'm assuming, and then just whoever else fits. Like all your young stars or young up and coming
J.R.
talent
Smith ends up there somehow.
Doesn't Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie up there still seem like a better fit? Because you can get those guys averaging 10, 12, but you can go to them for a bucket when you need one.
Instead of who? Harden?
Well,
Durant,
you're spreading it out. It doesn't all fall on one guy's shoulders. You know what I mean?
Well, I think with Brooklyn with that, it'd be like there's 3 people who can score the ball quite literally almost anywhere on the court.
Right. I would argue that. I would argue that with Dinwiddie.
I think if I were the Nets, I'd prefer to keep those people, but you're gonna have to give them up.
And the fact that you haven't even seen KD and Kyrie play together yet, I think you gotta ride it out with the guys you've got right now and see what you can do. I think the Nets will probably make a move eventually.
Considering that you haven't seen them play,
see what they've got.
Yeah, but you can see what they have with this player, like all these players. Right. It hasn't worked. Like they've been contending here and there. It hasn't really worked. Or you can see how KD and Kyrie look together for the first time, and you add James Harden. That could all work together. Like nobody.
That could be a hot mess.
If Harden goes there, that's their 3 team.
It could be too much at one point.
All those coaching staff. That's a player's team. Like that. That's not like a old guy at the helm or something like that. Like a first-time coach, Steve Nash, who literally like people forget he was pretty close to Kyrie Irving during like his career. Like they'd have all those like off-season like not talk signing free agency, but like they'd work together. KD also boys Steve Nash. And then Amari Stoudemire, he played with Steve Nash his entire career. All these NBA people respect each other if they're good, and they know the media blows everything up. Like, no matter what Kyrie says, that's forever going to be the front page of ESPN. What he really means probably isn't worthy of doing front page ESPN, but like that's the thing that's going to blow him up. I think they have that player connection that's like, we know exactly what you're going through. I think if we all just like do this together with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, we can figure it out. We can scrap a couple of wins. We can get to the top couple of seeds. And who knows what happens come playoffs, because a 5 seed Heat just made it. So nothing really matters to the playoffs and how well you're clicking.
Right. But
not wrong.
I won't back down. I don't think it would work up there. I just don't. I think they have to ride out the storm to see what, not even the storm. They got to ride out the rainbow to see what they have in Kevin Durant and Kyrie together. You got to see what you can do together with them.
Also, the interesting part about this too, and you're looking at Houston, you're looking at, hey, what are they going to trade? There was rumors about them trading Russell Westbrook and everything as well. And the rumors coming out right now saying that Russell Westbrook has no value in trade market right now.
He absolutely does, to the right team.
Charlotte.
But I'm saying what the rumors were saying. I'm pretty sure Shams or somebody put a tweet out saying Russell Westbrook has like significantly less interest than people thought they would. In terms of trade market, which is surprising.
However, with the Shams thing, those are all NBA and agents talking too. So like everything Shams says obviously is true, but like it feels like the NBA is much more of like a greater scope. Like they're trying to make people. It's like a chess game in free agency. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. Gordon Hayward also on the block for the Celtics. It's looking like, I know Brandon, as soon as the season ended, you said a move is coming. You kept saying that.
It's coming. It has to be coming. I don't know what he's gonna do. I think his option is due tomorrow after the draft.
It was supposed to be Tuesday at 5, so yesterday at 5. And it got pushed back to Thursday after the draft, which was, I was like,
that what? Does add some intrigue that he is actually deciding. Like, I feel like saying no to that kind of money where Gordon Hayward's at, he's not going to get that money anywhere else right now. Granted, he'll probably get a longer deal. He's definitely not going to get that kind of money again, especially in one season. I think he will end up opting in tomorrow. So we'll see what happens there. If he opts out, I would expect a sign and trade, something along those lines.
There is not a shot in hell he does not opt into that money.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who says no to $27 million other than James Harden?
Even if he opts in,
who says $27 million when you're Gordon Hayward
and everything?
Exactly.
Year left. I don't know. I think he opts in. Obviously, I've been saying this. I think you opt in the whole time, but then I think Ainge will just have to package him if they really want to get rid of him.
Because if he opts out, he's not getting a deal even worth half of what he's got right now.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But he'll still get a long-term deal.
Right.
He'll still get a 4-year contract, probably $100 million, maybe like 110.
What do you guys think of the rumors about Kemba being shot by Danny Ainge to every team?
I hate it. I don't think there's substance to any of them. Kemba's my guy. If the Celtics traded him, I would be more heartbroken than 2014 when they shipped Paul Pierce and KG and Jason Terry off.
Wait, Brandon, do you like UConn?
I like UConn.
I had no idea. God,
I can't even see it. My guy Kemba's up there. Brandon Watabe. Own every single Kemba Walker jersey to ever exist. I just got my new Jordan brand one. I'll be getting that City jersey when they finally reveal it.
Those are ugly, by the way. Those are ugly.
We'll talk about that later.
So
those are bad. Those are very
so
bad.
Gross. So gross. But Kemba's knee does worry me, I think, long term. I think a lot of Celtics fans are worried about his knee, being able to stay healthy, being able to lead this team, especially facilitating wise in the playoffs. When Gordon Hayward went down, you lost a big part of your offense facilitating wise. And Kemba Walker really didn't fill that role because, first of all, he wasn't healthy. And I'm worried about he's going to lag on for the rest of his career. It's possible that he does. The rumors going around before the Bucks got him about Shrew Holiday potentially becoming a Celtic. That excited me. I love Shrew Holiday. He's a great player. He's a great scorer, great passer, but he knows his role as well.
Right.
Great defender.
He's one of those guys you don't know what he sounds like. Like, you know who he is, but you don't know who he sounds like. But he comes in, does his work, and is very good at his work. But you don't know what he sounds like.
Yeah, he took a year off of his NBA career, and he's still cooking.
Yeah, he's still cooking. Because his wife had cancer, I think, right? Something sad like that.
Yeah, like in the eye or something.
Yeah, it was horrible. What do you guys make of Rondo?
I would love it if he came back. I don't think he's
going to the other LA team.
Bench scorer. I think Clippers is his spot right now though.
Well, this is why we draft Cole Anthony tonight out of UNC. You get a young point guard because Wanamaker, good, sure, but he's old.
He's old.
He's old. Kemba age.
No, he's Walmart market smart.
He had a good season though. You can't discount that.
He had a good bubble. He did not.
He had a good. That's fair. I'll give you that.
TJ Warren, stand up.
TJ Warren.
But like, there's no true backup point guard that we have other than Wanamaker. Like, you have
Yeah.
Smart, not really a point guard. You have Romeo.
He's just
not
a
really
versatile
point guard.
guard.
Yeah.
You can put
You
anywhere.
get Cole Anthony. Why not? Let's get nuts. We need a young point guard, if anything, and then we don't really need a young big guy. But with Cantor
got
gone,
that
you have
star
Rob
power.
Will stepping up. You have Grant Williams stepping up.
I
This
just
is
really
why
want
we
to
don't need to draft all these people that we're
I do
about to
like
draft
Cole.
tonight.
I do like Cole Anthony because I think him and Kemba would mesh very well. I think Kemba could show him the ropes very well. They're both New York guys. I think they fit in Boston though.
I do want to say one thing though about Rondo before we move on. That's the grittiest backcourt of all time. If you get Marcus Smart and Rondo in the same backcourt, grittiest backcourt ever. That's awesome. I would love to see that happen.
Who's the first in off the bench though?
Oh, that's a good question.
Rondo's easy coming off the bench.
Rondo. You have
probably
the six
Rondo.
man. The six man is going to be smart. Rondo's not going to.
But you bring him in
play.
Play
if we do get Rondo, he's not going to try/play until maybe like
February.
June.
Well, you can always
March.
just Danny Amendola him. You can always Danny Amendola him, just like not play him until the important moments, until you're on TNT or something
Just
like
keep
Need
him
a
in the
that.
back
steal,
pocket.
put him in.
I mean, there's no one more deadly I think that's been proven than primetime Rondo. Like
Playoff
nobody.
Rondo still is alive, and it is. There was people saying the Lakers were idiotic. It was terrible for them to say, "Oh, playoff Rondo's not. He's a myth." Rondo plays great whenever he's
Bullshit.
playing.
I was in New York.
Yeah, what the heck, man? Playoff Rondo is one of the best point guards to ever see the NBA Finals.
I remember I was in New York City and it was like 20, I want to say 17 maybe. It was the Bulls Celtics series with
Right.
Isaiah Thomas. And we're getting crushed by who else but Rondo.
Rondo, yeah.
And that's the number one thing I look to. I'm just watching the
Yep.
game like, he's playing his ass off. You never see this in the regular season, never see it in unimportant games. But as soon as that spotlight's on his team, he just blows the fuck up. I don't know how he does it. Actually, I do know how he does it. He just wants to try more when he has more eyes on him. But it's impressive. It really is impressitive.
If he doesn't break his thumb, Celtics might have got swept that series.
Yeah, exactly. Got injured midway through the series. So, but that was just wild.
The Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler,
Yeah, that's so weird if you think
Chicago
about it.
Bulls. It's weird, right?
Yeah, like it's like when Patrick Ewing was on the Supersonics or the Magic,
Right.
or when
Just
like
when dudes change teams and
Yeah, it's just like, it doesn't look right.
You don't remember them for that team. It just
yeah,
looks
like when
off.
Karl Malone was on the Lakers, like stuff like that. So, like, I don't like seeing that.
It's
I don't like
gross.
seeing that.
Makes
It's gross.
makes you feel fuzzy and gross.
ugh,
Yeah, not a
don't like
fan. What's one prospect you guys are looking for? If you could have one guy from this draft, doesn't matter first overall,
Doesn't matter
60th
what pick.
overall, doesn't matter what pick. If you had one pick,
All right.
who do you want most?
This is like the worst draft like coverage class ever because like
There's no March Madness. Yeah.
You're judging either like LaMelo Ball, the top option, someone who's never played college basketball. He's only played overseas. He had all the baggage with him. You're drafting Wiseman, the guy who played 3 games, then got suspended for the whole year. So it's like you don't really know. There's no tournament. You could do Anthony Edwards because of all he did at Georgia, but then like you have no idea. There's nothing to really base anything off of tonight.
Right.
However, if I were the Celtics, I want Cole Anthony tonight with my first rounder.
Really?
If I'm any other team, I want LaMelo Ball.
Okay. You think LaMelo Ball has that much upside for every team?
All right, so who's the top pick? Team is the
Timberwolves, but they're gonna
Timberwolves.
trade it. I think they're gonna trade it.
I don't think they do.
I think they draft. I wanted to get LaMelo because it's like you just got D'Lo, so that's a solid backcourt. D'Lo's more of a scorer, anyways. LaMelo, like he
can do it
chucking
all.
threes and stuff, but as soon as he's a pass for his point guard. Him and Lonzo the same way. That's like what they did at Chino Hills. They would just you can't judge anything he did at Chino
Pass
Hills.
first
LaMelo,
Mafias.
but LaMelo was like 8th grade. But like that's what I'm saying. Lonzo was passing around. Melo picked that up. He's doing all these no look. Or even at Spire, like that was his whole game. I'd watch all those YouTube games. I would pick LaMelo with first overall pick tonight. I know James Wiseman's not going 1 because he's just hung up every single time that.
See, that's
Minnesota called.
I am scared if the Warriors end up with Wiseman because I think
he's going.
I think
too.
he would be perfect to there. It's scary to think about how good the Warriors are going to be again.
Yeah, well, if I'm the Celtics, before we move on here, you brought up the Celtics point. Any pick, we could pick any player for
Any
any
pick.
right? I'm going James Wiseman.
Okay.
I'm going James Wiseman. 19 years old, 7'1". You finally have a bona fide big guy. No longer these middling power forward centers type 6'8", 6'9". No, you have a dominant big man who can move, uber athletic, and is able to protect the paint but also score. I like Robert Williams a lot. Don't get me wrong. Love Robert Williams. But he hasn't shown me like enough, first of all, up here, hasn't shown me enough on the offensive side of the ball yet. That's all I'm saying. Great for hoops, yeah. Unreal. Great protecting the paint, yeah, 100%. You got me on there. but we
don't
don't
know
have an elite big man, and we're that
Right.
elite big man away from winning the NBA Finals.
I don't know
That's
if
all.
you guys watched a lot of college basketball this season in the AAC.
I watched a lot of
But
Big Ten.
I did as a UConn fan. I saw quite a few games from all over, but not even in conference. But this Dayton kid, the player of the year,
Ain't no stopping Obi Toppin.
ain't no stopping, Obi Toppin.
He's
Obi
older
Toppin.
than I am though. He's 22. Like,
But he
he's
a
a senior that's coming out.
bona
That's what I don't
fide
like though.
baller.
Okay, but if you take that chance, for example, see, this is what it stinks about Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma was drafted old, but he's an NBA champion. Congrats. Like, he didn't
Right.
really do it. Like,
But
you're
they want
still
to
an
ship
NBA
him already.
But he's an old prospect. They didn't win because of him. He just happened to be on the team. You see a guy like Devin Booker, his team, is not winning. Well, when they win, it's most likely because of Booker. But they're losing a lot because you can't build around that guy that young. However, he has this is about to be Booker's 6th year in the league. He came in.
He's young.
18 years old. He's 23, 24. Obi Toppin's about to come in the league a year younger than Devin Booker, and Devin Booker's about to have 7 more years experience. That's the only gripe with me. It's like
Younger guy then. I think I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Onyeka Okongwu. That's-
Okogwe or something.
Okongwu from Nova.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I think he would be a solid big man too.
If the Celtics were, say, Cole Anthony's gone, the kid out of Maryland, Jalen Smith.
Smith,
the
big man.
Yeah,
Goggles.
glasses. Yeah, the goggles. Yeah, it's like I watched a lot of Maryland basketball because Penn State Maryland games are just I'd watch Big Ten basketball games. He was good every single time. He's a very good basketball player. Speaking of Big Ten basketball, Lamar Stevens not going to go first round. He's probably going to go second round because
good thing
Penn
the
State
Celtics
basketball
have picks
hasn't had
everywhere.
anybody drafted since Tony Carr. But even then, no basketball players come out of Penn State. Lamar Stevens is probably the best prospect that we've had in a long time. I think he was one of Big Ten. I think he was Big Ten Player of the Year.
Tyler, is a Penn State player getting drafted this year?
Yeah, and that's big news. Second round probably. I don't know who to compare his game to. He's built like a linebacker. He's 6'8", 240 probably. He could kind of shoot ish, had a good fadeaway, but he's just driving and everything good on defense. I have no idea what his NBA career will be, but Lamar Stevens, keep your eye on him. He's probably going to go second round. If he somehow ends up in Boston,
You like it?
will be coming. They'll be coming.
Do you think there have been a lot of rumors? Today's rumors, I think, mainly are focused on the Celtics moving up in the draft. Do you think that's something that will happen?
It should. We have, I keep saying this every episode, there is no reason for us to draft 3 first-round picks this year.
Exactly.
Literally none.
Don't have the roster room for it. Me and Babs were discussing it. If we had 2, if both our free agents opted out, if Gordon Hayward and Enes Kanter opted out, that's 2 open roster spots. Do the math.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a little more. Yeah. And then
2 plus 3 or 3 minus 2, 2 minus 3.
Well,
it all ends up negative. It doesn't work.
But either way,
it's why not package all your first round picks to go? They're saying they're
to
looking
get
for
whoever
top
you want.
3. Yeah, you can literally give every single one of your first round picks either for a player, either for maybe higher up in the draft if you like someone that much, or just do something. You can't be sitting on your hands and not picking up the phone. You have to.
Danny, let's hit it.
The last 3 years, just Danny Ainge twiddling his thumbs.
However, if you have to do any deal, get rid of Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and probably Kemba Walker, depending who we get back for Kemba Walker, but it's a bad move if we sign him.
No, you do not.
I don't think he's gone.
Well,
Take it
no
back,
free
Tyler.
agent come here
People
again.
you don't deal with that.
That's what I'm saying. No free agent would sign
They
with
won't
Boston
come
again
again.
if you made Gordon Hayward and Kemba Walker leave in the same offseason.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It wouldn't.
They can't. They can't do it. Also, side note before we move on, Mike go and put a tribute out to Tommy Heinsohn on NBCS Boston, and it's a tearjerker. So if you guys want to watch that, it's really good.
Tom.
But yeah, did we talk about that yet?
We did
Tommy
talk.
Heinsohn,
Me,
one of
me
the
and
best
Babs
basketball minds of Boston
paid
Celtics
tribute.
history. Just
Me and Babs
unbelievable.
paid tribute on Sunday night.
Literally every Celtics game growing up, I'd probably watch.
Right.
The
Every
Celtics are
single
my
one.
number one. How football, basketball and the Celtics. I pay very, very close attention to. Probably listened to them a billion times. It stunk one this year. I like Scal. I would always
Not Tommy,
it's it's a Tommy game tonight because you knew he was kind of retiring. You didn't think he was dying, but you think it was be retirement thing. He's leaning into it. We're all right, whatever. So a Tommy appearance at late this season. Good show. R.I.P. Tommy, the GOAT.
You're gonna miss some of his calls, man. He had no filter when it came to calling games for NBC.
The craziest part is at the beginning of this year, at like the beginning of 2020, I was putting my like friend who's become a Celtics fan since he got to college because we've been friends on the Tommy Heinsohn. We just like watch all these YouTube compilation videos. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, are you kidding me? Of course, the year I introduced you to the guy.
And you can just if something happens, you can just picture or imagine Tommy's voice. Like it's not an immediate call. Like Gorman might call the play like play by play, and then Tommy's gonna chime in like, "Oh, there he goes," something like that. And you can just like imagine it. And it is heartbreaking to know that we won't ever hear that again for this current group of Celtics. But it is crazy to think about how long Tommy's been with the organization from the day he was drafted with Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Need I mind you, to winning 8 championships as a player, 2 as a coach, to stepping into a broadcast and coaching role with the Celtics, and just like mentoring these young guys, seeing that Tommy had a relationship with guys like Jason Tatum and Paul Pierce, guys that were leading the next generation of the Boston Celtics. He was indeed Mr. Celtic, and he will be missed.
And he was also the biggest Marcus Smart defender of all time.
Right.
Which is why I loved him. As soon as he came out of the draft, Tommy was on him. He loved him. He was one of his favorite players in the Celtics. There's a good reason why. And now finally people are starting to realize like he was right the whole time. So RIP Tommy Heinsohn, just one of the greatest basketball minds Celtics will ever see. So
right. 2-time Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Who else can say that?
Very few people.
There's probably a few, but
very few people.
Tommy was a special one, but Celtics are going to have some fun. I think there's got to be some excitement building right now because something is boiling. It's at the tipping point. Something is going to happen behind the scenes with the Celtics, and it's going to be a ton of fun. Twitter's going to blow up. Woj is going to be all over it. Shams will be all over it. Celtics fans will be loving it.
I want to hammer Anthony Edwards plus 150 right now for the first overall pick. I want to hammer it.
I think it's a lock almost.
I think it is too. I don't understand how he's not favored right now. I really don't get that. Yeah, that's what worked out with the Timberwolves. That's every prospect.
Right.
Like what?
That's what's intriguing about this year's draft. Like I feel like in the NFL draft, you always have an idea like, oh yeah, this guy's going to go number 1. But no one knows who's going to go number 1, like officially. So I think there's strategy to that because teams are still calling Minnesota like, hey, what are you selling that pick for?
Yeah.
But if you know the 2 Wolves are going to take Anthony Edwards, you're assuming he's already off the draft board. You're calling the Warriors to see what you can offer.
Right. Exactly.
So there's that aura, that intrigue. You don't know what's exactly going to happen in that draft yet, and that's what I'm excited about. You don't know.
Right.
It's exciting.
Also, shout out to my roommate Jimmy for getting me to become a degenerate gambler because now I'm really excited because the NFL draft's coming up in April.
Right.
And I scouted it last year at the Combine, probably going back again this year. And I'm gonna.
What's Jimmy's lock of the week?
Jimmy, what's your lock of the week? I don't have one. On the spot. Oh my God.
I gotta have one on the spot.
Yeah, he's shy. He's camera shy. Jesus. Anyway.
Drinks in me before I start calling locks.
Call him Dr. Locks. But anyway, here. For the NFL draft, I'm super excited. Because I'm probably going back to the Combine again this year when a scout. I got more picks right in the first round than every single CBS analyst I put a mock draft out. That's 11 people. They got
to take note. Joe Stafford's here to stay.
I'm going to create parlays for the NFL draft, and I'm going to hit on them. I'm going to hit on them. I'm just saying.
That would be magical.
That would be so funny.
It's gonna be a good night.
Anthony Edwards plus 150. Hammer it right now.
I want them all. I've been making all these graphics preparing it for tonight. I just want everybody. I want every single prospect in this top 14. I want them all to be Celtics by the end of the night.
Seriously.
We have enough draft picks to get them all.
We do. We'll see. It has been fun, but anything else going forward and what to expect for tonight's draft, fellas?
Trying to
Stay
think.
patient.
Like, I just don't know anything about this. Like the people who pretend that they know what they're talking about with these people when
they don't.
Like nobody knows. I don't know. That's what kind of makes it interesting, I guess. Like you're kind of really just
the intrigue.
Yeah. Anything else, or we're going to final thoughts?
We can wrap up here. But
with the final thoughts.
Tyler, what's your final thought?
Boom. Switch it around on them.
Time to do a little bit of advertising, folks. Ty Miller Designs has dropped. This is why I have not.
Follow him on Twitter too.
I have not been on the podcast recently. I honestly haven't been doing anything in my life other than building this website and these designs and building a clientele. So Ty Miller Designs, check it out on Instagram. It's at Ty Miller Designs, TikTok at Ty Miller Designs, website TyMillerDesigns.com. Check it out. Buy something you want.
Get him a new computer.
People don't know I'm selling these, especially the sweatshirts, at a much, much lower price than what the default price should be. So you're getting very good quality for a low price, I'd say $35 for hoodies. Based on what you get for shipping, it'll be about $40. But it's gonna be an incredibly quality hoodie. They told me I should be selling. I'm not sure how much I should be saying, but like a decent amount more than what I am. And I said, no, I'd rather be selling them cheaper, good quality, good designs, lower price than it should be. Check it out. And if you are interested in working with me, I left a Dropbox there, an inbox. The portfolio page is yet to be uploaded and updated. I have to make sure that everyone's designs that I've used is okay with me broadcasting that and all that stuff. But this is step one of something that I've put a lot of time and effort into. So check it out. A lot more to come. 10 to 15 unique designs a month. And then I'll drop a couple randomly throughout the month. I'll sprinkle them in. Check it out. Appreciate it. TimeOutDesigns.com.
You're gonna have like Supreme drops. Only 10 shirts in existence.
Oh no. No. If people want to buy 10 shirts at a time, that'd be helpful. And if you see me always cutting out on this laptop and everything, like the kid's going a long way with working with dirt cheap technology.
Fair enough.
It works.
Fair enough. You know what? It works.
TimeOutDesigns.com. Final thought.
Follow him on Twitter too.
Also, I will never be talking about Penn State football on this show again until we can scrape together a win.
Let's go. That's a win for us.
For real.
My final thought.
Terrible.
Listen to Stafford and Matthews. Really good podcast. Brandon Watabe, our producer, is putting us on a new channel, I believe, pretty soon. We're start talking about that. But a lot of interesting content with there. Chris Matthews, former Seahawk and Raven. A lot of cool stuff from that podcast. A lot of cool guests. Randall Cobb, Lucky Whitehead, Tyler Lockett, among a few, and a few more on the way. So keep up with that. Stafford and Matthews, check it out.
All this NBA draft talks got me excited for next year's draft already, where 2 UConn players will be getting drafted, more than Penn State ever. So you take note. You remember these names. James Bouknight and Cook will be going in the first round of the 2021 NBA draft. You heard it here first. UConn's back. UConn boys are going to be back in the league, taking over. It's going to be a fun time. I also have a Twitter now, at RTW Ride the Wave, or basically at RTW Brandon. Follow me there for all my really terrible takes about baseball and how it's the best sport. That's episode 82, Boston Big 3.